Two. All right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off, guys. Welcome to our first 2024 Six-Figure Agent Friday Mastermind. Glad to have everybody on this morning. Happy New Year to everybody. Man, I just hope everybody had a great weekend, holiday weekend. I know I did. Great holiday, great. Had family in town. We hosted this year, so just a beautiful time. So again, welcome everybody. And man, we already been talking about it's going to be a good year. Not just a year, it's going to be a great year this year in real estate, in our business here with the Dream Team. So look forward to an amazing year. So guys, let's kick it off with some gratitude like we always do. What you're grateful for on this morning. And then we're going to just jump into some training kind of mindset to get us ready for this new year so we can, man, start out with intention and focus. So let's kick it off. Anybody, anything you're grateful for on this morning, this new year? Just for a few minutes, and we're going to kick it off.
Hey, Rod, how you doing? It's Tim.
I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for the blessings. I'm grateful, just grateful. Hey, Tim.
Hey, I'm grateful to be here. Like 2024 is another year. Woo-hoo. So grateful for just being here with my family, and everybody's doing well. And I think just grateful for the Dream Team. When I was going through things with my mom, and guys, people came out support. Rod, Jimmy, many different ones came out to my mom's homegoing. I mean, it was just a blessing to just be uplifted by the Dream Team and my church family and spiritual family. So, you know, I have no sorrows. It's a great year. I know great things are going to happen, and I know that that our team's going to be blessed because throughout. I think we went through a challenging time in 2023 as far as in real estate. But I think right now those that endure to the end, that the blessings are about to fall. And I'm just so excited about what this team is about to do in the lives, more so the lives that we're going to impact, in the folks that's been sitting on the sidelines for home ownership, that we're going to be able to be a blessing to them. So I'm glad to be in a position to be a blessing to others.
Amen. That's good, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
hey,
right.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful just to be back on the Dream Team call. I haven't seen you guys in a month of Sundays. And we back. We back.
Be back.
Hey, y'all understand, you need something to feed your spirit every day. You need something to feed your mental. You need something to feed your physical. And for me, the Dream Team morning meetings are all of that wrapped into one. So I am happy to be back. I'm grateful to be back. And I'm glad to see so many of y'all back on here today for the first time in 2024.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Awesome, Bryson. Good to see you too, brother. I see you.
Bryson.
Awesome. Good to see you, man.
Yeah. Good to see everybody.
Hey, look, and I'll say this, and I ain't drunk, but I love y'all.
Love you too, Bryson.
I said a month of Sundays. All right, good. Anybody else, guys? What you grateful for on this morning? Then we're gonna get rolling. Won't keep y'all long this morning. Just want to kick it off. Well, of course, I'm grateful just to be in the land of the living. Grateful to see another year. Grateful for this amazing Dream Team. Everybody, like I think Tim mentioned, persevered through 2023. It was a challenging year, but man, we all came together and just locked arms. And like we're gonna get through this 2023. And man, just looking for an amazing 2024. So grateful, great holidays. Thankful for my family who was able to come in town, and we hosted this year. So just grateful for 2023. It was still a great year for me, great year for a lot of us on here. So I'm really grateful for 2023. I did more traveling in 23 than I did in previous years. Still sold, good amount of real estate and made a good amount of money. So was able to bless a lot of families and, be a blessing in my church and serve, and good end of the year in good health and strength. So it was a blessing. 2023 was a blessing. So looking forward to 2024. All right, guys.
Good morning. It was a very good year, though.
Say again, Jimmy.
No, I said 2023 was a really good year. It was a really good year.
Yeah.
I mean, however you look at it, it was a good year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I will segue with that. I would say 2023 was a really good year as well. I'm grateful for God's goodness and his mercy for just um, just everything that he's doing in my life, for his strength. And I'm going to just jumping off of what Jimmy said. While every challenge in our life exposes us or shows us where we need to do better as an individual. And I'm grateful for all the challenges because it gave me more insight into things that I need to do better and things that I need to discipline in my life so that I can fulfill the purpose for which God has called me to. So I'm very, very thankful for that. I'm thankful for a few wins. Got a listing yesterday. I'm writing an offer now for a buyer. My closing that was supposed to be next week got pushed up to today. And I got a clear the close yesterday for my closing date.
Nice.
So starting the year strong. Grateful for just a shift in mentality and focus, like really laser focus. I had a Vietnamese client that we had been talking since he'd been in Vietnam, and when he arrived here, um, he connected with a Vietnamese agent, and I got kind of booted out. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I got another call just like right immediately after that, that opened up the door for another person that wants to buy a property from my home country of Trinidad by the end of this month. So life is, I didn't have an attitude about it. I was like, oh, okay, let's move on. So my bounce back has become a lot more like resilient. So I think 23 developed a lot of resiliency. I call it the year of resilience. So I'm very, very thankful because I think we look at the hard places as things that are bad, but it's not. It actually is developing us and resistance develops muscle. So.
Yeah. Love it. Awesome, Natasha. Thank you. One more, guys. One more. We're going to move on. Anybody else? All righty. Couple
hey,
now.
Rob, you might have to start calling on people, man. 2024. It's 2024. We got to move. We got to get the move.
Bryce like,
it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I need some energy. Somebody help me. I need some coffee. Where my coffee at this morning?
All right. Bryce, we're fired up this morning. I know that's right. All right, guys, this Wednesday, we getting back to our Wednesdays, noon EXP Explained. So let's grow this year. Let's build. Let's grow. Dream Team, Legacy Builders. Let's grow this year. Build your revenue share group. And any other time if you have anybody, we can also do meetups, Zoom, or if you're local here, we can meet up on at a local place if somebody wants to hear the EXP presentation. Of course, dream big, set goals, take action this year. Kind of like what we was talking about last year. Dream big, guys. As far as your goals for this year, you may have to tweak them. I'm always tweaking my goals. I know we wrote them out for last year, what you want to accomplish, but continue to just dream big. Set big goals. Take action. All right. So, guys, let's jump into it. I heard this quote recently about, one of my mentors. The number one common denominator of people who are hyper successful is that they are focused on intention and they ignore distractions. Number one common denominator of people who are not successful is that they are not focused on intention and are easily and often distracted. Anybody agree with that statement? Disagree with it? Or can add to that statement?
I disagree.
All right, go ahead.
As a person with ADHD, and looking back at my 2023, I did 25% less business than I did in 2022 as a whole.
Mm.
Now, the national average is saying that realtors are only supposed to make $30,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I know for sure that I made about 4.5, 5 times that. So therefore, and I do all of this while having ADHD and, you know, having to make myself hyper focused when I have to. But I actually work best when I'm doing 25 things at the exact same time. So even right now, I'm driving. I drive better because I'm on the phone or on a Zoom than I do when I'm sitting here and it's silent.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth of the matter is, I still have that goal in mind no matter what I'm doing. So it's a catch-22 there because I'm still focused, but I have to focus on multiple things at the same time.
Gotcha. All right. Anybody else? Hyper focus. Ignoring distractions, guys, and there's a lot of things out there that distract realtors. We chase a lot of shiny objects. Anybody else on that? I saw Tim come off.
Yeah. What I was gonna say was that the thing is, this time of year, and I know a lot of people are going to get a lot of calls because I've been talking to a few agents that I know, and they're saying a lot of folks be calling you, like you said, the shiny objects. This is the time of the year when, guess what? Just as we have goals to make so many sales this year, other companies out there that look for realtors to sell some product to, lead generation, and different things, you're going to be getting all those calls too as well. So definitely, like you said, Rod, you have to stay focused because everybody's going to be throwing things at you. And if you already put your goals together of what you wanted to do this year, and you already said have some things that you're going to do to make those things happen, don't get distracted when people come at you with a whole bunch of new stuff because you already got a plan of what you want to do. Yeah, it's okay to look at it, but don't jump at everything because you're gonna be flooded and inundated with a bunch of things that's gonna come at you or even ideas. So, but if you already put your plan together, which we talked about months before the end of the year, and you got your plan in place, go ahead and work your plan at least for the first quarter. And if you need to make an adjustment, then do that. But don't already have your plan, and now you get a bunch of things thrown at you, and now you're starting to shift, and we haven't even got out of January.
Good, good.
So along those lines, I just want to say, like, one of the things that I implemented, I was on a real estate mastermind towards the end of the year, and they had a great, just recommendation. They did a training on just planning out your entire year. And so I may switch to my phone in a second and show you guys this, but I have an entire wall calendar that has everything mapped out for the entire year. Really gives me laser focus as to, okay, what am I doing this week? I started putting on there because I have so many things that I place demands on my time, from my children's scheduled activities to church, plus all the things that I have for real estate. And it's just seeing it a year at glance really gives me, okay, I know this is coming up here soon. I need to be focused. I've started plugging in, okay, here's what I want to have accomplished by the end of each month, so that I can say, okay, here's my goals for the end of each month. And I started like penciling that in. So, it's just as we are, if we have a plan, failure to plan is a plan to fail. And I'm loving this because I can see everything all at once. I bought a super big one. It couldn't fit in my office. Then I bought a little bit of a smaller one. It's a 32 by 48 calendar. But it really does lend itself to help mapping out kind of the goals and expectations from myself. And one of the things that came out of that mastermind is when I looked at my numbers, 78%, I believe, of my business comes from my SOI. And when I look at it, I have not worked deep into my SOI. If I just looked at my phone, I've got over 1,200 contacts in my phone.
Yeah.
And one of the recommendations coming out of that particular mastermind was that taking the alphabet, going through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, if you take it by first name, last name, pick one, and you're tackling SOI by the letter of the name that week. So to this week is all my A's. I'm just calling people, texting people, Happy New Year, how you doing? Just checking in on you, whatever the case may be. But I have like a plan on next week, I'm tackling B's. So, it's just, just having that plan and focused execution really gives me a plan. I'll be honest, I haven't really even dived into A's because I've just been busy this week. It's just been crazy busy. Like my phone has been ringing, but that's because I worked when everybody else was on holiday.
That's what's up. That's right.
Good stuff.
I was like, oh, all the realtors sleep. Okay, I got y'all. I'm just
Yes.
saying on text messages and say, hey, how you doing? Right. And so now everybody is coming to work, it seems like all at once, but that's okay because I sowed the seeds in December for what I wanted in January.
Mm.
The fact of the matter is that, but that really helps. And I'm going to switch to the Zoom on my phone so I can show y'all what that looks like. It's not finished, but
I like what she says. She sowed the seeds in December.
Mm-hmm.
January, guys. What seeds are you sowing that's gonna sow this month here for your February, March? Love
can
that.
y'all see me?
Yes.
I'm trying to.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what my wall calendar looks like for the year.
That's cool.
Oh,
Can y'all
wow.
see that?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, welcome.
I'm super excited about that. It's really kind of and there's something about writing things down that really makes a difference because I know I have all that stuff electronically as well because y'all know I'm the techno geek. I love geeky stuff. But yeah. So
Miss,
yeah, I
can you
think
show
it's an
that again?
awesome.
I spotlighted you down because we were sharing screens and all that. That's
Okay, you want me to do that again?
one time. Sorry. Yeah.
Hold on, let me do that again. Can you
Oh,
guys see that?
yeah. That's cool.
So this is for the entire 2024, and y'all see I got, it's going to be really nicely color coded in the next few weeks as I'm building it out for the entire year.
Where'd you get that off of, Natasha?
Mighty Amazon.
Ah.
What's it
Mhm.
called? Just though.
It's just a calendar. You want to get the dry erase ones because what I did is I have these wet markers, wet erase markers that I use to write on it. And if you can see on here, like each week I have a letter and, the letter of the alphabet I'm going to call, different things that are going on. Yeah. And activities, everything is starting to, plug in their vacations. Again, it's not completely built out because I'm still working on it, but at least, we're looking, it gives me more insight into what I want to see accomplished throughout the whole year.
I really like that.
Man, you just don't understand. It gave my brain a rest because
Yeah.
sometimes it's like you're trying to figure things out, but when you start mapping it all out, you're like, and for those of us that are in ministry and are doing 20 million things and
Yeah. Wow.
What did
Oh,
she,
yeah.
did she
yeah,
drop?
that's it. Yeah. So yeah, who have ministry responsibilities, I've got my preaching schedule up there for the whole year, so I know what's going on, my groups, what they're doing, that's on there for the whole year. I'm like, you know what? So I see the big picture and I'm planning more breaks because what I am a workaholic and I work until the older I get, it's harder for me to work like, 20-hour days, and then I crash and burn for 2 weeks. So we're planning better breaks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So just want some real quick. I love that, because as you were talking, I was just looking at my calendar. It's amazing what you did, and it's something that everybody should do. I mean, well, we've always talked about that. Have a board. It's like a vision board. You know exactly, and have everything planned out. You can see it. Note of caution for someone like me and for everybody else is this though. The note of caution for me personally, I'll speak for me, is I look at my board and I saw that that's actually one of the reasons why I made sure I was going to be in this meeting today. And I realized that I've got so much green on my board. Green on my board are closings. And I realized that if I don't get back, and this is where the note of caution is, if I don't get back to doing what I did in September, October, November, that has got those greens on my board for January and February right now, I'm gonna be in a drought come April.
Yeah.
So that's your note of caution when you're looking at your board.
Mm.
Let your greens, your closings motivate you and to say, better get back on the horse.
Ooh, I
So
like
right
that.
now in January, I got to get back on the horse. So I'm not thinking, I've got closings, I don't need to do anything. So that it can allow you to do those things that Natasha is talking about. Be able to now plan your vacations, be able to plug weeks on your calendar and say, I'm going to take a rest. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm just going to, take 3 days, 4 days and just rest the brain, recharge, and you need to put different things like that on your board. If it's once a month, maybe take 2 or 3 days out or whatever the case is. Go and re-energize yourself. It's very important, but visualization is an amazing thing. It will change your life. It will change your life.
What's that? Love that. Awesome. Thank you, Natasha.
Thanks, Natasha.
I'll
That was
post the
awesome.
2 different calendars. I wish my office was big enough to accommodate both the large one, because I have so much. This one is a little bit too small for me, but I will share both of them so that you guys in the group chat, so you guys can see what it looks like, and if you want to implement this one. The one that I have right now is a 32 by 48. I really wanted the 32 by 72, but my wall wasn't big enough. So
Natasha, you have a big wall there. This is what I'm doing. I'm changing one of my walls to a blackboard. What are you talking about? Change one entire wall. Have it painted black. Get it painted black so you make it like a chalkboard and you can actually write on there. Do your own thing. That's what you need to do. I'm getting that done very soon.
So I'd have to give up my addiction to buying books, because one wall is covered in books. Okay, because I have the other wall that it can accommodate it is covered in books. So I would have to give up that addiction in order to make enough space for it. So I'm posting it in the WhatsApp chat right now. This is the smaller one, and then I have the larger one if you want to take advantage of that.
Oh, thank you for that nugget. I will be ordering one today. So, guys, in 2024, decide to be one of the best. Decide to be one of the best of the best. Bryson mentioned, I think the average agent is making about $30,000. Really, it may be even lower than that, guys, in 2023. I think it was I heard 3 or 4 homes sold. So decide to be the best of the best, and that's capping, hitting icon. EXP had these milestones. I was impressed with so many icons last year. Did y'all see that? EXP was posting all the icons. So like we started out saying, it was still an amazing year for a lot of agents. I saw icon agents wow, that person hit icon in that market. Memphis, Tennessee, I mean, all types of markets. I'm seeing icons in our market up here. So your 2024, guys, is inside of you. Like Jimmy mentioned, having a vision, already seeing it, deciding that I'm going to be the best of the best. I'm going to cap in EXP, or I'm going to run for icon, or both. Anybody on that, guys?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
What do you
Never
believe?
wavered.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I said never wavered. You never
Yeah.
wavered. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Not wavering, guys, not doubting. See it, believe it, know that you can hit it, remove all distractions, all the news and what's happening out there. Just get hyper focused on serving people, helping people. Block out all the distractions. This amount of people, this is what I'm going to do in 2024. It's inside of you, but you got to bring it out. You got to be willing to pay the price. Most are not willing to pay the price. Are you going to be willing to pay the price? To go to work every day, guys, to go to work. Holidays are over. You know, that holiday, we got to shake off that holiday mode. And now it's time to go to work.
That's right.
Any comments on that, guys, deciding to be the best of the best and willing to pay the price?
I heard FHLB money was about to open up again. That grant money was about to open again. So be on the lookout for that. First time home buyers, your veterans.
Yeah.
12,500, 15,000. And it could be in conjunction with the first time home buyer program. For those of us in Virginia Housing can you can do it in conjunction with them or MMP.
Wow, that's hot. That's good. Thank you for sharing that, Bryce.
Look,
Yeah.
I had a closing.
Something goes for DC.
Well, DC got HPAP, so you know they already giving 200,000 away.
Yep.
Yeah. How's DC looking, Jimmy?
DC is really good right now. I mean, honestly, if you have buyers, just like Bryson was saying, I mean, there's a ton of money out right now for DC residents or people that work in DC or firefighters, all that they can buy a home. They can buy a $700,000-800,000 home and get a ton of money from the government. It just doesn't make sense.
Wow.
So I think what it is we've got to remember, especially in the early part of this year, January, February, those 2 months, do as many buyers consultations that you can do buyers what's it called, seminars and all that kind of stuff. Put content out there. Go to firehouses, fire stations right now. Go to the MPD or go to, it doesn't matter what state you're in. I think this is pretty universal because we got to understand we're in an election year right now. And when you're in an election year, you're going to have your people that are going to say, oh, this election year is slow. But this is what the smart people do. They go and look for the people that want to take advantage of that. Because guess what? Tim put something out towards the end of the year. How many, I think Bryson did as well. How many people realized that interest rate was no longer 8 point anything percent? Average interest rate right now is around the 60s.
Yep.
So guess what? That becomes your story that you're going to say to a buyer that is on the fence. The people that have been saying to you, I don't know, you've been sending them all these leads and they've been looking at your houses and everything like that, but they're not making a move. Guess what? Now it's time for you to save money because it's no longer 8%. Now you're at 6%. Now you can even get 5 point something. It just depends. And there's a ton of money that you could use. We've got to tell that story. Because I can say the same story and say, it's election year, it's dead. Nothing's going to happen. If you listen to that, that's what you're going to believe. But if I'm telling you a story and say, listen, you remember when interest rate was 8 point, our attention span is so short that I got to remind someone, the same person that was dragging their feet when it was 8%, 7 point some percent, I tell them, you can do a 6%, 6 point something, and you can get some money. And now sellers, especially in DC, sellers are no longer like, oh, guess what? I want to close in 30 days. No, they're just glad that you can get them a buyer who's willing to close in 60 days or 45 days or whatever it takes because they want to move that inventory. They want to loosen up their wallet so they can do other things. And that's the story we've got to tell. It's never changed. It's the same thing. We just got to tell a better story. That's it. A better story that appeals to that person. Listen to their wants and needs and appeal to them. You're not changing the script. You're not lying about anything. You're sticking with the point. If I want to buy a house, I want to buy a house. I just want you to let me know and show me that I can afford what I want to buy. It's got nothing to do with interest rate. It's got nothing to do with election. It's got nothing to do with who's in the office. It's the same thing. There's a system in place that controls how money is made. You just need to tap into that. Go into the camp. Don't sit with just the same people over and over again, regurgitating the same old thing. Go talk to other people. Go mix with politicians if you have to. Go mix with doctors. Go mix with any and everybody that is out there on the open market. Closed mouths don't get fed, and closed ears don't see what's happening around them. If we close our ears and we don't go out and mix with people, business is going to continue to happen. And last thing I'm going to say, what's crazy even right now, even like 2023, what the shift that's been happening is, do you guys know, because I was in this situation and I experienced it, that there's a lot of deals that are being done that are not even on the MLS at all.
Wow.
A lot of deals that are being done that agents are not even reporting to their brokerage.
Yep.
Because you're learning to shift with the market. If I can make a deal happen, if I can make a $2 million deal happen, that I don't have to go through a process that is going to complicate my life because I'm aware of what other things is happening in the market, whether it's a trustee market or a divorcee market, or whether all of those things, you just need to be aware of what's going on around you and get those deals done. You're not breaking any rules, you're not breaking any laws. So I don't want anybody to think, come for me and say, oh, Jimmy said go do a deal and cut the XP out. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are deals that could be done that it's not always a brokerage deal.
Mm-hmm.
There's so
Jimmy
many
said
deals
be
out
like
there.
Jesus, y'all.
Sorry?
You said be like Jesus. Go talk to the people.
Exactly.
Get out your
Walk on
seat.
water.
That's
Feed
right.
the
Make them
thousands.
dead clients ride, y'all.
That's right.
Them clients that just said they were going to wait, they were sitting on the sidelines, make them rise. You could make them walk again. That's what I'm doing. I'm calling all my old clients. I got quotes in the fives earlier this week. I'm calling all of them that said, oh, the interest rate's too high at 7.6. Oh, I can save you 2% right now. That'll give you about $800 more on the mortgage. It's maybe $1,000 more on the mortgage, depending on your credit score. Let's go to work.
All right.
Let's go to work, DC. I'm making it affordable for you again.
Mm-hmm.
Price
And it ain't me doing it.
Yeah.
I'm hungry, y'all. Cam told me it was time for me to eat some ketchup packets again. I'm hungry.
Oh, man. Go back and get them, guys. Bryce is talking about raising the dead.
Yes, sir.
Those ones that you thought were dead and, couldn't buy, were priced out because of the rates, guys, go back and reach out to them. So really good point. Good point. What else, guys? What are we going to do when we say most are not willing to pay the price? What does that mean, guys? Are we going to pay the price this year? What's the price? Anybody elaborate on what's the price that has to be paid this year?
Well, Rod, one of the prices I'm paying is that I've already committed to, even though I'm moving more into listings, I had a couple of organizations reach out to me. Well, actually, the one that I always do with the county, that they have a schedule for the rest of the year that I'm doing a home buying seminar for them. And they get the people and they have everything, 15 students per class, mainly, that I'll be teaching throughout the year. And then I got another organization in Fredericksburg that reached out to me and they want me to start classes in April every Monday, first Monday for the rest of the year. So that's at least twice a month. I'll be doing home buying seminars and I'll be calling on some of the dream team to fill in some of those slots. Once I fill out my calendar, some of the areas where I know I probably won't be able to fill in. So you guys can come in there and I know I have Bryson come and Pam and Mimi get some exposure and be able to talk to those first time home buyers. But I already committed because they said we need to know throughout the year. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing on all those days, but I've already committed to be a part of those home buying seminars because I know there's buyers coming in the market trying to get educated and they're gonna need a good realtor. And what better way to do it than to introduce them to the dream team?
Good. That's awesome.
And
Hey,
that's
RP
all it
to
takes.
first dibs.
That's really all it takes. If you're looking for buyers, that's the way to get it done. You know, you go like things, go and get involved with organizations. Don't look at the small picture, look at the big picture. That's a huge way. From that, I guarantee you, Tim, out of that, you can call it prediction, prophecy, or whatever. You're gonna get 20 plus buyers out of that for you.
Absolutely.
Those are your numbers right there for Icon.
Absolutely.
Love
I
it.
mean, there's nothing better than already having an organization that says to you, come and do a home buyer seminar. Guess who they're featuring? You.
Absolutely. And they do all the work. They do all the marketing. They do all the registration. You just got to show up, do your thing.
Man. To
Yep.
show.
Hey, I've been putting foot to the pavement this week. I've been putting out my door hangers more. Taking action. I said, man, I saw somebody put a sign in my neighborhood for somebody put a sign in my neighborhood, put a house for sale or a townhouse for sale. I'm mad at myself. I ain't mad at them. So now I want every neighborhood around me. So I mean, even yesterday, I started off yesterday putting out door hangers, and I had an appointment, so I had to stop. And it's cold. I could have said, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna wait till it's a warmer day and finish this neighborhood. No, I had to come home the same way I left. So I went and I finished that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Talked to the HOA president just by being there. He said, I love what you're doing. Go ahead, keep doing it. You got my respect, my permission, and my, welcome. Come on. It's a couple people thinking about selling this year. He told me it's a couple people thinking about selling this year over here. Now, I'll tell you, I thought it was a small neighborhood, and I was quite surprised when I got up in there, and I walked about 3 miles.
Yeah, that's good, guys. Love it. Anybody else? I like that. Creating opportunities, guys. This is something we were talking about last year. What are you going to do to create opportunities for yourself? Tim, that's hot, man. He's got a captive audience scheduled for the rest of the year. Tim,
Yes.
what is your vision? How many closings, successful transactions do you see?
I see 40 transactions this year. 30 of them going to be listings.
Nice.
Yeah, but because the thing is, even with the buyers, I'm a partner with some people with some of those buyers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna go ahead and pass them, do some referral, so I can stay focused in that listing lane. But I'm still gonna work. I'm still gonna be able to work those buyers. Exactly. Get that warm introduction. Absolutely.
Hey, Tim, I'm ready. I'm receiving it right now. You're passing those buyers to me.
Yep, I know you'll run with them. Hey, if I give them to you, I know they're good as closed. They're good as closed. Absolutely.
Give them to me. They'll be under contract next week.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I'm just busting out the seams right here, man. I'm telling you. No, never mind. I'm quiet. No.
Hey, let me tell you something funny. My phone just rang, and I thought it was somebody else, so I answered it real quick. And somebody on the other line, is this Tim Neal? Yes. This is somebody from someplace, CBR. We're doing, we have an AI lead generation, and through EXP, EXP agents are taking advantage. Remember I was talking about? Everybody and their grandmama going to be calling you to take you off your game, right? You just talk about what I'm going to do. And now you got people still calling. So definitely stay focused, y'all. Stay focused. They waiting. They waiting on you.
That's right. Hey guys, I'm pulling up something real quick, but I want to give you an example of something right quick. Anybody got the MLS?
Yeah.
That should be everybody. But pull up your county search your closed listings for
I'm doing that
these.
now, Rob.
Okay, are you doing it now? I'm gonna pull up
I was
stats.
looking while y'all was talking.
So let me look at what's closed in the past 30 days. I just want to show y'all something real quick. In Stafford, in the past 30, okay, 138. Let's look at Prince William. Wow, that's low. Let me look at Prince William right quick. 293. So you see Prince William's a much larger counter with 500,000, 600,000 or so in Prince William.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Fairfax.
Are you doing 30 days or are you doing how many days?
I did closing 0 to 30. That's the past 30 days, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So Fairfax 578. But a lot of us are working multiple counties. So Prince Williams. Well, let me look at PG.
Oh, I can tell you what closing PG.
PG, I typically all his numbers.
565.
Yep. Gosh. So guys, the point of what I'm saying, if you add up all those counties, we just want a piece of that. What percentage of that market are you gonna claim?
10.
Yeah, 10 a month. 10 a month, guys, make you a millionaire. You'll gross $1 million. In most of our markets around here, is everybody can? About 10 a month should put you around $1 million.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about
put you well over.
Over 100.
Put you well over.
Yeah. And it needed probably about 1.5 or so to 1.4 to net $1 million, once you pay your taxes and fees and things like that.
So let me just add this, and I think this is something that we did about 2 years ago. My thought process is we are working harder with micro, if you will, transactions. I know those still have to be conducted, but challenge yourself again. We did a couple of years ago trying to get luxury listings.
Yeah.
You can pick this early in the year, pick the number and drive towards it. Because if, let's just say, those 10 transactions for 1 month, you could do that with one luxury listing.
Right.
So just challenge yourself.
Wow.
And I'm going to be definitely getting back to that. Like when I told y'all just now that I was looking at closings, I was actually looking at luxury listings and how many have closed, how many have fell off the market, withdrawal, canceled, and or what is it? Withdrawal, cancel is one more.
Yeah, expired.
Correct. Yeah.
Temporary off.
But I was looking at those, like for instance, and it's enough to go around. But it's 128 luxury listings, and I only did McLean and I did McLean and another city, but it's 128 listings, and there's homes up to $22 million. I'm a firm believer in the worst you can do to me and say to me is what? No. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next one. Because think about it, in a perfect world, in a dreamer's world, you get that $22 million listing, and let's just say you go the full chicken, what we accustomed to. You looking at anywhere between $600 to $800,000, depending on what you negotiate.
Wow.
So, and that's just one. So that's what I've been looking at this morning before we got on the call. And then just to put substance to what I'm saying, I even went and looked and seen how many closed within the last 6 months. And that's 77. So 128 came off the market and 77 closed. So therefore, those big dollar transactions, they're occurring.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And in my thought process, all I need is about 3, and then I'll be over that $1 million. But we're talking about doing 10 transactions a month. to get to 1 million, now you're working harder. You see what I'm saying? So try to stretch yourself and get into that luxury market.
Love it.
And I know not everybody is not in high dollar, areas, but stretch yourself. Those homes is out there. Even if that stretch is $1 million, you have your agents that's in kind of like rural North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, whatever the case might be. Stretch yourself. And the
Yep.
worst they can tell you is no.
Yep.
And then at the end of the day, all that is a lesson. Because you're going to learn from, now I won't say your mistakes, but the reasons why you did not get it. And if you don't get it, follow up with them and say, hey, just wondering, hey, like, what can I have done better to earn your business?
That's powerful.
That's good.
Stop
Cam.
reading my email, buddy.
Yeah, check this out right here. There's 4 counties. In the past 30 days, in 4 counties up here, 1,574 homes have sold. So that's 2 sides, right? So 1,574 times 2, that's 3,148 transactions. Well, commissions that were paid out. Buyer side, seller side, right? So if you multiply that 3,100 times, let's say 10,000 chickens, $31 million was paid out in 4 counties.
That's what I'm talking
$31
about.
million paid out. 4 counties, guys, in the last 30 days. What's going to be your share of that in January, February? Piece of that. That's what Cam's talking about. See how we thinking, guys? We're shifting our mindset, how we think. $31 million was paid out in December.
Sounds like what's going to be deposited in my check by the end of 2024. $31 million.
Also, just take in consideration for the ones that's doing 6 figures plus. Once again, even if it's a $2 million transaction, that's 60,000.
Yeah.
So let's just say you're doing 100. You do 2 transactions, you've made what you've done in the previous years already in just 2 transactions, but you're not working as hard. You're not, I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me get a couple $2 million transaction, $2 million transaction. I'm not about to be lead generating. You know what I mean? Because when it comes down to it, you provide a service. Right. Once you provide an excellent service, all they're going to do is refer you. Then, not to mention, the neighbors are going to see you. So, therefore, it's going to be organic at that point. Absolutely. Now you're not consuming your time with, the tedious things. So, those $2 million turns into what we've seen just now on Rod's screen: 4.3 million, 5 million. There's even an $8 million one on there.
Look at that, guys.
And that went for cash, if I'm not mistaken. So there's people out there with it. You just gotta stretch yourself, believe. I seen a quote. It was a reel from Steve Harvey. It's like to become a billionaire, you got to be good at 2 things. You got to be good at sales, and you have to provide a service that nobody else is providing. So when we talk about the selling aspect of it, it's not you pretty much selling the home, you're selling yourself. Therefore, you're putting it out there, and you get into, some type of networking where you have luxury agents. Get with, attorneys and people with high value clientele that you can tap into, and then it sells itself.
Yep.
Because when you can provide information, hey, I have clients, or a partnership with such and such law firm. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. My attorney, he represents over 280 athletes. So being able to tap into that, like, for instance, I sold one Redskins home last year, and just being able to tap into that. Then, not to mention, if you're like me, you're into sports, you see the trades. We're coming up on the NBA trade deadline. Try to get in contact with the agents of these particular, athletes to say, hey, I want to be in that running, in that conversation.
Wow.
Once again, you just gotta find a different type of niche, because one thing that I don't want to do is work harder and lose time. The most valuable asset that we have is time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So okay, let me jump in here and be the person, the voice of being different here. So how do you speak to that person? Let's talk about it, Cam. That's intimidated. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can work with a superstar athlete and sell a $2.2 million or $22 million house, and that has a cap on their mentality that makes you feel intimidated about interacting at that high dollar level.
You're gonna fail. If you don't believe you can achieve, you're gonna fail.
I was just gonna say, unfortunately, Natasha, I get where you're going with it, but that's a conversation that you gotta have with yourself and God. Because at the end of the day, I just said earlier, like, the worst you can do to me and say to me is tell me no.
Mhm.
So for every no, and I've said this on the call before, no means just not right now. No doesn't mean that it's not gonna ever happen for me. It's just not right now. I might not be in my appointed place and time at this period. What God has for me what He has for me is for me. And once again, it's just might not be not right now, but that no is just not right now, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the confidence, you really gotta go every day. I'm pretty sure everybody got a mirror. You go practice in that mirror. And
Yeah.
you say, hey, this is what I'm gonna say. Then, not to mention, you find rebuttals. Find a rebuttal, and practice and train on that rebuttal, and keep on finding different rebuttals for them to give you that yes.
Yeah.
You gotta do it scared. You gotta do it scared. You gotta jump off that bridge. You don't know if you can fly. And I bet you can. You're gonna find that confidence, you're gonna find your stride. And if you don't have it yet, call somebody that's done it before. Partner with somebody on the first one. Gain your confidence that way. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned fly, Bryson, because I'm right now. I started my course yesterday to get my private pilot's license, something I've never done before. But that's my stretch goal for 2024. So at the end of the day, I got people telling me like, oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna do it. And this, that, and the third. Watch me. You know what I'm saying? So I take that same mindset into my real estate business. The worst you can tell me, like I said, the worst you can tell me is no. But guess what? If you tell me no, I mean not right now. I'm gonna find my way of getting these listings. And it might not be January, it might not be February, but I can tell you, if it happens in March, we close in March. Those 3 months, if you will, that I kept getting those not right now, it's gonna all pay off.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say something real quick in answering Natasha's question. There's so many different ways, and Cam, you've really talked about it. But I want to bring something out that is different. There is a different approach to it also. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. If you're the smartest person in the room, you need to change your room. Listen, this is not being braggadocious or anything like that. I was actually shocked yesterday, and I'm not just going to say this just as a matter of just being flippant, really. I got stopped by a mayor a couple of weeks ago. I thought the person that stopped me was actually an EXP agent. I was at the light, and they stopped me, and they rolled their windows, and they honked at me. I had to roll my window. I said, let me take your picture. You're a superstar. I don't know this person from Adam. I was racking my brain for weeks, only to find out yesterday when I ran into him that he was a mayor of an old freaking city, town, or whatever, that stopped me and said that. You've got to change your room. To get a $20 million, to get a $3 million listing, a $10 million listing, I necessarily will not meet that person at Wegmans and having a conversation like, "Hey, what's up? Well, yo, man, hey, I'm your real." No, there's some things you just got to change. There's some rooms you need to get into. There's some certain things that you've got to change, and there's some places that you don't belong in your own head that you need to make yourself belong to.
Yes.
I go and join a club. I go to certain places to mix with certain people. And people, I'm not talking about someone calling you and say, "Hey, we've got this golf club that, we want to put a realtor there because we have realtor." When you get a phone call like that, like Tim was saying, "Oh, there's this, we want you to partner with us and put your ad on there, blah, blah, blah." First question you need to ask them was, the person that was holding it the last time, how long did they last? How many businesses did they do? Why did they leave? So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about go putting your face on a billboard in a golf club. I'm talking about you going, go join and go dine, go to places that you never normally will go to.
Mm-hmm.
Go to places and meet people that are not necessarily in your hierarchy or class. To the glory of God, I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm not ashamed to say it is the blessing of God. But guess what? If I want to make $1 billion, I'm not going to be hanging out with people who make the same amount of money I have. I want to find out I can meet Barack Obama. I want to go to Martha's Vineyard and act like as if I'm looking for a property so I can buy one next to his $32 million property. I want to go, you want to go to places and see people. You want to go to, I necessarily don't like opera. I don't like saying things like that. But my wife dragged me on, like, okay, whatever. We went to see the Rockettes. Why did I go to see the Rockettes in New York? Because I had a ticket that my wife got for me in places that I would normally never go into. Friends that you normally would never ever really talk to. Those are the things that you need to do, and you need to know how to conduct yourself and carry yourself in those situations so that doors begin to open for you. You've got to be malleable. You've got to know how to act in different situations and circumstances. It's important. We cannot think small and want to be big. You got to think big that you're scared. But you watch the mannerism of everybody in there. You can go into a room and they think you're the wealthiest person in there. All you do is you learn certain poses when you go into a room. A pose that makes you say, like you're pondering. Everybody's talking just like this. What do you think about that, Jimmy? Oh, you keep talking. I want to see your point of view.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah, keep going. You've got to learn certain body languages and certain things and go into rooms that you normally would not go into. Driving, go drive and stop at a building and go in and say, "I want to talk to an attorney here." "What do you want to talk to an attorney for?" "I just want to find out your practice. See if there's a way you and I can partner." "What do you do?" "I'm an entrepreneur. I want to talk to you." Dare to do certain things that is different. If you want to eat the best, you got to try. You got to sit yourself, "I'm going to do the weirdest, craziest things." It's that simple.
See, and Jimmy, the thing about it is that, my coach always say, if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. And the thing, a lot of times, and I wanted to spark that conversation because I had a conversation with an agent earlier this week. She got like a $600,000 house under contract, and she was freaking out because that's her highest price point she's ever been. I'm like, what's the difference between that and the $500,000 house you closed on 2 weeks ago? Come on now. You got to change your mindset about it because it's like, well, this is luxury. And I said, no, that's it. If it's in your mind, it is, but it's a house is a house. If it's $1 million house or $500,000 house or $2 million house. And so the reality is that we put caps on ourselves unnecessarily. And the Bible says that as a man thinking in his heart, so is he. So getting in uncomfortable spaces helps you to grow. Observing people's behavior in spaces that you're not accustomed to. I love what you say. You can't go into a professional space thugging out. you know what I'm saying? And having a certain vocabulary. And you've got to have the language of the where you're trying to go and be able to speak on a different level. So cultivating a language, developing yourself, educating yourself, becoming the person that you know God has designed for you to be takes intentionality and putting yourself in a place where you normally, and sometimes you want to listen more than you talk. Well, no, you do want to listen more than you talk so that you can learn some things. So I will go, like, so the new agent, go to a broker open for a $22 million house and sit there and just listen to the conversations that they're having. What are they talking about? What kinds of things are going on in those spaces and in those arenas when you're having downtime? If you're not doing that, then you're putting yourself at the disadvantage, because when you are faced with a $22 million listing, you're freaking completely out because you do not know what to do.
Yeah. You don't even know who to market it to.
That's good.
You know,
Yeah.
a $22 million
Can I
listing,
add-
you think just putting in the MLS? No. So there are things that needs to be done. And one last thing I'm going to say also is this. Even if I'm dealing with a billionaire, like let's say LeBron, let's say a rapper who thugs up, and I get into his environment and I'm networking and I'm going to pitch to him that I want to be his listing agent. The fact that he's a thug and he speaks thuggish language does not mean I've got to, because that's not what he's looking for. If he wants his boy on the corner of the street to be the one that is slanging and thugging out to represent him, he wouldn't be talking to me. So I've got to stand out. I've got to understand what he's saying. I've got to be able to move in the circle of what he's saying, but I don't have to speak the same lingo that he's saying, because I'm the professional.
Ooh, this is good
Nice.
stuff.
Hey, if we got a second, I want to tell a quick story. If we got a second.
Okay. Oh, it's
So
9 o'clock. Okay, go ahead.
so look, I was on the phone with a colleague of mine. She's a realtor down in Atlanta, and we were talking about some other business. But while we were talking, another colleague of hers called her and said, and they called it freaking out, like 100% freaking out, telling her that someone's trying to steal her listing. She has a $3 million listing in Atlanta. Someone's trying to steal it, and she doesn't know what to do. And I listened to the whole conversation. And when she got off the phone, I said, first things first, if she's acting like this, has she ever done a listing of this magnitude before? And she said, no. I said, second thing, if somebody's trying to steal her listing, that means that she didn't do her job somewhere. And she said, and my colleague told me, this $3 million listing has been on the market for 6 months in a highly desirable neighborhood. And I said, well, did she market? Did she, do open houses? What is wrong? And I found out that they had an appraisal done and the house was only worth $2.7 million. But she made no changes in this entire 6 months. So I'm only saying that to say, you are only as good as what you do. It's not about anyone else. She's upset because someone's threatening her listing, but she didn't put in the work. She didn't put in the time to do what she was supposed to do. So you can't be mad at anyone else for your downfalls or your shortcomings if you don't do the work. And that goes for everybody in every day in every situation. We have to do the work. We got to put in the time. We got to put in the hours. How can we call ourselves professionals but we aren't doing professional activities? And I'm looking at that house. I looked at that listing and I found, and look, I looked at it from Maryland. I mean, from Virginia, and I found out who owned the house. And I went and looked him up. He is on Instagram last week asking people on live, asking people to come buy his house because his realtor can't get it sold. Do you ever think she'll get another $3 million listing? Maybe, if they don't have social media, if they don't know who this person is. But the point there is we got to do the work. We got to go above and beyond. If you want to be called to greatness, you got to do great things.
Love it. Woo!
Hey, real quick, if you don't mind, Rod, I know we
Okay.
are out of time. Just want to add to the point that tag on who was saying it. I'm blanking right now. Oh, that was Jimmy. What Jimmy was saying in regards to getting in the room, right? So I'm gonna drop y'all with one jewel real quick, and y'all should take this and try to put this into action. But getting in the room, how many have actually tried to join their local chamber of commerce?
Mm,
That right there puts you in the room
yep.
because obviously it's a business, right? And you're going to be around business owners that can put you in places, and then not the majority of chamber of commerce don't have realtors on them. It's just local businesses.
Nice.
So when you get in those type of rooms right there, that's going to just change your life. I'm gonna be honest with you. So granted, I'm in one, but it's in Ohio for my tropical smoothies. And if I had enough time, I wasn't splitting so much time between two cities, then I will be able to get on my local one here. But get on your local department or chamber of commerce within your city or your town.
That's
That's
good.
good,
That,
Cam.
that's free marketing for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
We got
next one y'all got to pay for.
you got the regular county ones, guys, and you also got the black chambers too.
Yeah.
And that was another reason why I ran for the board here in Prince William County for the Realtor Board, because it puts you go to a lot of different events. They're not all just realtor events. They support the different county events like the chamber events and different things that are going on throughout the county, and you get the heartbeat of what's going on, what's coming. They're talking to the attorneys, the planning commission, and different things like that. But to really be in the spaces, because talking to Mike and Terry Houston, they were saying a lot of their top listings from other realtors that they've met in those different spaces. You know what I mean? So it really takes me out of my comfort zone, but it's put me in a room with people where I would normally probably just wouldn't go into, but to go into the Realtor Association to get me some more signs or something like that, but not to just go there to to really to conduct business, and then really to make changes and really see what's coming down the pike, to give me more knowledge as I'm talking to clients of what's going on in the county. You know what I'm saying? From that perspective. So, like you said, you have to get in the room at the table, get a seat at the table, or you can't be able to make those decisions. That will really impact you and your business.
Mhm.
So,
Hey guys,
absolutely.
I got to drop off and call a client, but I just wanted to welcome my guest Amalacy on here. She will be coming onto EXP towards the end of the month.
Awesome.
She is super
Okay.
excited, a brand new agent. She
Woo!
actually goes to my church, and I am super excited for her and where she's going to take her business in 2024.
Awesome. Welcome.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome. Okay, guys. Well, man, great call. Great first first mastermind of the year. Man, this is amazing. Just the talent that we have on the dream team, guys, is bar none, second to none. So thank y'all so much. Good seeing everybody again. Good. More cameras on in 2024, guys. Want to see your faces. We haven't seen some of y'all in a year. More cameras in 2024. Good to see you, Jimmy. Good to see your face. And well, I saw Jimmy a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's good to see my brothers. It's good to see you, saw Viola. Hey, Tammy. I see Tammy face. All right. Good. All right, guys. Well, let's go out and have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody on Monday, guys. We're gonna get back to our training on Monday. So plug in our Monday training.
Go Cowboys!
Remember to go to church on Sunday.
That's
Lonnie,
right.
thank you, Lonnie. Make sure you go to church on Sunday.
And go Cowboys!
Again, it's gonna be in your
Goodbye,
backyard,
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Are you going to the game?
No. Man,